When I was out with my friends last month, one of them announced that they were changing jobs and entering into the sales world. As the conversation evolved, someone suggested that I could be a great salesman because I give off a certain trustworthy vibe. Their reasoning being that as a filmmaker, I'm able to perceive different perspectives a lot better and would hence be able to convince a potential client to buy the product or service I may be selling.
My bye was really bad. I'm doing it again.
I didn't really know what to make of that statement. I don't think I'm ever going to enter sales. Though, if you think on a deep level, maybe my YouTube videos and the way I communicate to you, the audience, through my visuals and stories are a form of sale. I am, after all, trying to sell you the ideas that I believe in through these videos. See, I do agree on the perspective part of what my friend said, because as an artist, I truly believe being able to have different perspectives is a huge advantage to have in order to effectively tell your story, whichever form of art it may take. And while I'm still figuring out what exactly gives me this ability to be empathetic to understanding different perspectives, perhaps slightly better than most people would as a creative, I do have a theory. I have, for as long as I remember, been an overthinker. It's not a character trait I particularly enjoy having, but it is a big part of who I am. Over the years, it's definitely had a negative impact on my life, and while many close friends have at times complained about it, I was never quite able to correct myself of this habit. But through all the introspection I've had of late, I've started to accept my flaws as part of who I am, rather than treat it as a virus that needs eradication. And instead of viewing it as a negative, I wondered if I could put a positive spin to my overthinking. It was here I realized I was able to understand people and their actions and behaviors and emotions a lot more deeply, including my own. I realized it's good to make happy mistakes, the blessings in disguise, if you will. And if you think about it, perfectionism is not so much looking for something to be perfect, but it's the ability to find faults easily. And I'm not so sure that's such a good thing all the time. People who strive for perfection or are looking for a constant state of serotonin must realize life can't be like that always. After all, our lifeline looks like this, ups and downs included. Regardless of which state it's at, a sense of constance can never be a good thing. A few weeks back, I had a client shoot for which I had rented some audio equipment. I had done my prep work and tested everything beforehand because I was under a lot of pressure for handling all responsibilities of the shoot by myself, and I was confident of pulling it off. But I should have known I was bound to make a mistake, and fumble I did. For a crucial part of the event that required clear audio, I had forgotten to plug my camera to the audio system. Rookie mistake. When I had gone home and transferred the files to my laptop, I realized what a huge blunder I had made, potentially costing me respect and money from my client. So, what was the saving grace? There was a backup recording that had recorded the audio internally on the mic rather than being transmitted to my camera. Lo and behold, a feature I thought I would never use because I would have had to handle extra files came in clutch on day one of using it. I was immediately sold. My mistake made me realize the true value of having such a device for my work that would have otherwise ruined my relationship with my client and what I would have presented to them. So, I went and got it for myself. Yeah, this is definitely worth the upgrade. Buying this at the airport before my flight was a last-minute decision. I'd wanted to get this a little earlier but couldn't find the time. And in doing so, I managed to get it duty-free as well. saved me 20 bucks. And earlier that day, when I'd reached the airport, I'd arrived at the wrong terminal. I went to the wrong terminal because I did not check my flight ticket properly. Happens when you wake up really early in the morning. But in doing so, when I eventually reached the right counter at the right terminal for my check-in, there was no queue. It's the small things that add up. I mean, even something as minor as putting lights on camera buttons for ease of use in dark environments is such a blessing. I've genuinely started becoming a sucker for the small things in life. Yes, mistakes are going to happen, and life will try to get you down. But there's always an upside to things. It's just a matter of perspective and how you choose to perceive things and let it affect you. Speaking of small things, this tiny camera doesn't have the best quality, but it unlocks a whole new aspect of filmmaking I've not been able to exploit till date. You could even say it's able to see things from different perspectives. I'll see you in the next video. Keep making mistakes.